Hi guys! There are lots of different superfoods in the world, but Moringa is kind of like a superfood darling at the moment. It's becoming more and more popular, and for a good reason, because it's so good for you. So over here I have a jar of dried moringa. I actually bought fresh moringa leaves from a market seller that we always buy honey from. So as I'm about to grind this and basically make it into tea, I thought it would be a really great idea to show you how to turn this into a moringa powder tea. And also I'm going to share with you a great refreshing iced moringa tea recipe, which is perfect for hot summer days. And of course we're going to talk about all the amazing health benefits that moringa leaf offers you. So let's dig into the video. So if you're wondering what moringa tree actually is, because I know it's not that common yet, not many people know what it is. Moringa tree is natively from places like India, Nepal and Pakistan. It's just surprising how so many of these amazing trees and herbs always come from there, like tulsi and neem and all the things I love, they're always from there. Lucky people who live in those parts of the world. But this tree has been used for thousands of years in the Eastern cultures for a lot of different illnesses, from diabetes to heart disease, skin ailments and immune system problems, and a lot of different things. And luckily it's being rediscovered again by the science and by modern healers. So that's why I really wanted to talk to you about it today. One of the reasons why I like moringa leaf tea so much is that it gives me lots of energy, but not the bad, jittery kind of energy that you would get from the tea, just really nice, steady energy throughout the day. That's why I love it so much. Another reason why moringa is great for you is because it detoxifies your body by supporting your liver function. So if you have elevated liver enzymes or any kind of other liver issues, moringa leaf might be just what you need, because it can actually bring down your liver enzymes into the right levels. And if the liver starts working properly, you'll be better able to process fructose and get rid of any kind of toxins in the body. It's extremely known for very high content of beta carotene, which is also known as vitamin A, and also vitamin C and vitamin E. It also has lots of calcium and potassium, which is amazing for hot weather. And it also has quite a bit of protein because it helps to regulate your metabolism. It also helps you lose weight, and it also does that by lowering your blood sugar. And proper blood sugar management is very important for keeping a healthy weight. So if you're struggling with your blood sugar or if you have diabetes, this plant is great for you. And also if you already have diabetes and you're suffering from all kinds of symptoms that come with diabetes, this might actually help, because not only it lowers the amount of glucose in your blood, but it also lowers the amount of lipids in your blood, and that helps with all the symptoms that you get from diabetes. This humble tree also happens to be antimicrobial, antiviral and also antifungal. So if you have any kind of cold or any kind of immune issues, or if you have some kind of an infection in your skin, this is really good, both internally and externally. You can make a tea for yourself and drink it to promote healthy immune system, but you can also chop it up, make a little sort of like a tea or like a little paste, and put it on any kind of wounds, and it will help them heal faster. If you're interested in health and things like that, then you surely would have heard the word antioxidant. Antioxidant is something that protects your body from the free radicals, which are the sort of bad things that are like toxins for your body that damage cells. And there is a certain score in the world, it's called ORAC, and it basically measures how strong the antioxidant action is. And this moringa tree actually scored way higher than green tea, acai, turmeric, and even the super famous and expensive matcha tea. So definitely stock up on some moringa, and it's going to be much better for you. And I think it's also cheaper, especially if you buy it fresh or if you have a tree growing in your garden. If you have acne or any other kind of inflammation in your body, then you need to get yourself some moringa leaf tea, because it's actually highly inflammatory, and it does that by reducing the inflammatory enzymes and proteins in your body. So it's one of the greatest things if you're fighting with inflammation. Inflammation also happens to cause depression and low mood, low energy. So this is definitely a miracle for you. And look who I've got here. She came to visit. This is Vanessa, my smallest kitten. She's actually a mini cat because she's so small, and she doesn't really come often to me when I film videos. So you probably haven't seen her for a long time, but she's just over a year old now. She's growing so fast. And she's my favorite kitten. I know you're not supposed to have favorite kids, but she is my favorite. And she's also a lab cat. She loves being in my arms. Moringa leaf also supports healthy cardiovascular system and does that by controlling healthy cholesterol levels. Now, cholesterol by itself isn't a bad thing, but if you have too much of it, then it might be dangerous for your body, especially if you also have a lot of excess lipids in your blood. So Moringa makes sure that levels are balanced. And the last reason why I love Moringa leaf so much, and it happens to be reason number 10, is because it actually protects your brain and increases your brain function. It increases your cognitive function, so if you have problems in memory or learning, remembering the right words at the right times, and it does that by protecting the brain from the free radicals and also by reducing the inflammation. Another way it actually improves your brain function is by kind of regulating the amounts of neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and also noradrenaline, and you need the right amounts of them circulating in your brain in order to feel happy, motivated, content with your life. Right, so now that we talked about the amazing health benefits, it's time to learn how to make tea. So first of all, of course, you can just buy it ready-made already, just moringa leaf powder in your local health store or Amazon. They always have really good prices. However, I prefer to know where my leaves come from, and it also happens to be cheaper buying it from local farmers. So I just pop into my local farmers market and I just buy some fresh moringa leaves from there. Also because you can actually use them as sort of like lettuce and just put them in your salads. You can add them to your soups, or you can just eat them alone, and they're really, really nice. I love the taste. But I can also just chuck them into my oven on really low temperature, like 40 to 50 degrees, with a fan on to speed up the drying, and leave it there for perhaps 3-4 hours, and they're completely dry. And then I can just chuck them into my food processor or a coffee grinder and just grind them into a nice fine powder, and then it's ready to be used for tea. You can also make tea from whole leaves like this. You don't have to grind them. And if you have these leaves remaining at the bottom after drinking the tea, you can just eat the leaves as well, or just add them to your salads. Don't throw them away because they have lots of minerals and vitamins. But if you're using powder, then keep watching for my beautiful iced moringa tea recipe. So we'll be making around 2 cups of moringa leaf tea, and you will need around 1 teaspoon of moringa leaf powder. So just add the leaf powder into 2 cups of hot water, cover with a lid, and then leave it there to infuse until it cools down enough to add to the rest of the ingredients. And then you're also going to need a little bit of honey, some fresh ginger, and some orange juice. And you can use as much orange juice as you like, but I like using just orange juice from around 1 medium orange, and that's around half a cup. And you can also use ice cubes if you have them and if you use them. So all I do is just put my tea in the fridge and then drink it straight from the fridge when it's nice and really, really fresh. So I really hope that you'll enjoy moringa leaf tea from now on. And just before I go, I actually have a question for you. So I'm planning to make another series very soon, and I think it's going to be about birth control, and I think there'll be 3 videos in the series. So would you like to see a series about birth control? And also tell me if you have any kind of request for a future series or video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.